Ow, that hurt. That was really, really close. Where am I? There I am. Right. What colour am I? I'm purple. Let's deal with that first. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Laurence Plays. Can I type and talk at the same time? Yes, I can. Right. Welcome to Laurence Plays, where we're starting a brand new run, and this is Factorio Space Exploration with Krastorio². So that's going to make things, well, it's going to be a lot like the last run with space exploration, but it's also going to be a lot harder and a lot more complicated. So we've got the nice traditional coronal mass ejection up here. Ooh, that's toasty. Let's stay away from that. That's toasty from further away than I expected. Yeah, nice traditional coronal mass ejection to start, and now, well, let's see what we've got to do. So we start off with a little bit of random stuff in our inventory. Mike has caught fire. Oh, don't bring it over here. Jeez, can't get the staff around here. Okay, so what am I trying to say? Coronal mass ejection has now passed, so we should be safe. Now it looks like all of my convenient organic bots are starting to mine up stone and coal and things, so they're doing well. Now over here we've got various special broken machines. So we've got these damaged ship assemblers, research computers, and reactors, and all these things are they're there to give us a bit of a head start on the game, and they also can't be moved, so we need to leave them where they are. But this gives us some initial very, very slow assembly machines, power supplies, and a research lab. So this will hopefully get us started. There we go. We've got some pylons appearing all over the place now, as if by magic. So we've got the power going out to these assembly machines. So now we can start thinking about everything else we need to do. Okay, so let's have a look. What have I got in my inventory to start with? I've got this sleeping friend, which appears to be one of the biter capsules that you get you get later on in space exploration as normal. But so we'll have some sort of friendly biters wandering around, hopefully defending us. I don't know. We'll see what they do. I've never really played with any of the things that you can throw down and have chase biters around and so on. Whether it's the combat bots in vanilla or these sort of biter friends in space exploration. We also seem to have shelters, which is nice. So let's put one of these down. There we go. And I believe this is somewhere for us to respawn when something goes horribly wrong. So yes, it says over there on the right, sets a spawn point. So we can so when we die horribly, we can respawn here. I say when. Maybe it'll be an if we die horribly. We shall see.
It's going to be a when.
It is going to be a when. But we haven't got trains yet, so we should be fairly safe. So let's have a little bit of a look at the map. So we seem to be on a reasonably nice peninsula here. So this is going to be quite good for in early game defences. We can put some walls in across here, and then basically the biters are only going to be coming in from one direction, which is quite nice. We've even got a couple of the core mining. What are they called? I was going to use the word crevice, but I don't think I want to use the word crevice. The cracks in the ground where you can stick down a core miner much later on when you get one. That's a new 0.6 type thing. Seam, that's a good word. Thank you, Saturn. Yes, that one, Saturn. So yeah, we can get the core mining going there at some point in the dim and distant future once we finally get them. There's a few cliffs up here that's going to help with the defences. This looks like a reasonably good starting spot. So we'll see how things go. So I suppose I should probably come and join in, put down the free mining drill I've got here. Just complete this. Is that one? No, are you trying to help?
When you say you...
Somebody else was turning the drill, I think, so we were sort of fighting with each other. Okay, so... What...
I would not be as unhelpful as that.
Citation needed. Oh yes, that's a very good idea, Peter. I should actually introduce everyone, shouldn't I? So we've got... well, let's start with Tristan here, because he's in the purple. Oh. He's... he's got the most Factorio experience of us. I was going to say he's the only other one who's completed space exploration, but that's not true because I believe Mark has as well. So we've got two people who both got through the I was going to say the vanilla game, the game without Krastorio added at least. And then we've got Mike down there running around inside the spaceship in the orange, who's basically he's going to be here to cause trouble, I suspect. It's usually how things go.
I'm just looting. Don't mind me.
Okay, he's just looting the spaceship. I guess that's okay then.
I have found 10 automation tech cards, 6-cylinder engines. That's 6 single-cylinder engines.
Oh, I thought you found my car.
Ooh, assembly machine.
And a parsnip in a pear tree?
No, I'll find that in December.
So one of the things we've noticed that's a bit different in Krastorio² is the iron plate recipe has changed. So you now need to put in 20 iron ore in order to get 15 iron plates. So these things, they fill up much more slowly, but when they do produce a quantity of iron ore, they will produce far more in one go. So I think overall it's only going to be words. Overall, you get about 75% of the amount of iron you would otherwise because it's 20 to 15, but you get it in sort of a big chunk at a time. So I can top up this one. There we go, and that's over 20, so it now starts to run. And I think did we decide this takes about the same amount of time per plate to run as it does in vanilla? So it's more or less the same. It's just you only get 75% out.
I think we decided it was slightly slower.
Yeah,
but not by a lot.
Okay, that's close enough then. Okay, so presumably the same is true for copper. Yes, 20 to 15 again there, and for stone bricks, 10 stone makes 5 stone bricks. Okay, so it's 2 to 1 for that. So I can't remember what it's like in vanilla. So I suppose we need to start thinking about what we're going to research first. Now, automation core is the very first thing in the list. Oh yes, a mod list. That's also a very good idea. Let's have a quick look for that. I was going to say it'll be in the save games, but it probably won't be.
Could be.
Well, I haven't got a save game yet. I've only just made one. So,
yeah,
so here we go. Mods. We've got the base, obviously. Sim Helper. I don't know what Sim Helper. I don't know what Sim Helper is. Any clues? Anyone?
Helps with simulations. I assume it's like the library thing.
Okay, so there's some library mods. We've got AAI containers and signal transmission. So that gets us warehouses and the ability to send signals between planets, which is absolutely vital. Alien biomes, high res terrain. So that gives us the makes the planets look different from each other. So you go off to a snowy planet, it's covered in snow rather than just looking like another Factorio place. Bullet trails makes gunshots look a little bit prettier. If I do a bit of shooting up here like this, you see I get a sort of a little an animation coming out of the front of my character, so something there. Bullet trails. Even distribution is the thing that allows you to press Shift C, and it will distribute your inventory as neatly as evenly as it can amongst all the machines around you that can use it. So it's useful for two things really. Well, one is just filling up all the machines that you've just put down. So if you just put down a load of smelters, you can dump all of your coal into them and it'll split it nicely between them. It's also really useful if you put down a load of turrets, because you can then, I believe, you can put ammunition into them with it. and just a single button press, which if you're trying to do turret creep is really, really useful. But also it's fantastic when you fill your inventory up with random noise, because you just wander around picking things up as I do. Tristan doesn't. He tends to play more with the Spidertrons, and the bots. But I tend to end up with lots of nonsense in my inventory. So I find it very useful just to be able to hit Shift C, and it empties it as much of it out as it possibly can. It also allows you to drag across things, and let me see if I can demonstrate this. Let's see if I've got any suitable stuff to demonstrate this. There we go. Now I have. So I can take the
to crash the game. This used to crash the game.
It does. Let's hope this doesn't crash the game. So I can grab this out of my inventory and drag it across like that, and you can see there it's going to put 7 or 8 into each one of those, and it splits it neatly between them, which is quite useful. And there we go. It didn't crash it. Fantastic. So where was I? That was even distribution. Far reach allows you to fiddle with things. Basically, if they're in sight range, you can touch them, you can work with them. So it allows you to mine stuff that's miles away. You can put machines down, you can put belt inserters down. It means you just don't have to spend all your time running right up to things, which is especially useful when if you're not playing with a mod that allows you to climb over pipes and stuff like that. It just gives you a bit of extra reach. It's sort of quality of life thing. Flib sounds like a library. Fluid Must Flow is one of the recommended ones for Krastorio². So this allows you to get massive pipes that have much higher fluid throughputs. So instead of trying to pump enormous amounts of rocket fuel or whatever down normal tiny pipes, you can use this and you get massive pipes with much higher fluid rates. FNEI is this search thing up here, which allows you to look at an item, see the recipes for making it, and the things that can be made from it. So that's very, very useful when you've got a complicated mod like this. Ghost Scanner I believe allows Roboports to report out onto the logistics network, saying what unbuilt things are in their construction area. And this means you can then hook that up to a station. You can use it to request stuff. It's fairly complicated. I've not done this myself before, but it is a thing that I'm interested in and would like to try. Grappling Gun is a space exploration recommended one that allows you to fire out a grappling hook to pull yourself in when you fall off the world. To be honest, I never actually made one in my last run through. I just didn't seem to need it because I always had a jetpack, and even if your jetpack runs out of fuel, you still have a little bit of mobility even in space, which is unrealistic and kind of a shame, but it makes the game a lot more playable, I guess. Krastorio² assets, obviously Krastorio. Landfill Everything, I don't know what that does. What does Landfill Everything do?
It allows you to, if you've got a blueprint or a copy-paste thing, you can put landfill under all the entities in it.
Oh, okay, that's handy. So yeah, it makes it a bit easier to put it down over water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Logistics Request Manager, that's the thing that puts the well, we haven't got it yet up here actually, but it allows you to drop a blueprint into a blue chest or into your own request slots, and then it will automatically put all of the things in that blueprint into the requests for that blue chest, and that means the bots will then bring in all the things you need for that, and you can then either grab up that chest and know you've got all the things to make that blueprint, or you can have it then dump into a spaceship. Now, one of the most important things to remember with that is to make sure you actually remove the requests before you empty the chest, otherwise you end up with twice everything, or more than that if you just leave it running, and that's a mistake I've made a few times. Manual inventory sort. So when you've got things like warehouses that are massive, without manual inventory sort, you tend to end up with a horrible mess of things in a random order in them. This just tidies it up so you can actually find stuff. Robot attrition is another space exploration recommended one. That's the one that makes robots fall out of space, fall out of the sky if you've got high levels of EM radiation, and basically it's there to discourage you from using logistics bots for absolutely everything, because that's kind of dull, and belts are much more fun. Shield Projector is the shield generator for spaceships and stuff. Space exploration graphics, obviously graphics. Text plates allows you to label, put down writing on the ground, which is pretty. Timer map playtime. Oh yeah, there we go. That puts this little clock up at the top here. So whenever people ask me how long we've been playing for, I can say it's about 11.5 minutes so far. To-do list gives us a to-do list, which I can't click because I've got this menu open, but we'll set that up as we think of things we need to do, and it's a little bit more complicated in the long run. Vehicle snap allows you to drive vehicles, especially when it's laggy. It makes it a lot easier because they'll snap to 8 or 16 or 4 different cardinal directions, so it makes them a lot easier to drive. AI Industry is a prereq for space exploration. It adds in little motors and things. Alien biomes, similar. Combat mechanics overhaul. I don't know what we're actually using from this. It probably does interesting things to the combat though, because that's what it says. Equipment gantry is something I believe it's for automatically loading Spidertrons and vehicles and things from a machine rather than having to go over and stick the stuff in yourself. So that's going to be useful. Module inserter allows you to put modules in from the satellite view and stuff like that, which you obviously you can't do that without it. You need to actually be there. So it's going to be very, very useful when we're actually trying to control things from the navigation satellite. Recipe book, is that the belt balancers and things, or is that something else?
That's the FNEI alternative.
Oh, okay, right, gotcha. So FNEI alternative allows you to, if you don't like FNEI, you can use that instead. Space exploration graphics, space exploration itself. Blueprint sandboxes allows you to go off and have an area to play in. So where I've been using creative mod in the past, this is an alternative to that. So I can go here. This is my own area where I can build things up and play with them and just sort of put down things that I want and spec out blueprints before making them. We've got one that's shared between us, and we've got a couple of others as well that are spoilery, so I'm not going to look at those. Fluid must flow. So that's obviously a mod for the fluid must flow for space exploration, so you can pump around space exploration fluids at a higher rate. Krastorio² obviously space. And bottleneck has the little lights on the on things like this. So ow, stop it. Has the little lights on things like this to tell you how much what's stopping them basically. So this one has a red light because it doesn't have enough input. This one has a yellow light because it has too much output. These have green lights because they're running. So yeah, that's the mods. Whew, that took a while.
I was going to say, you're still going with that.
I am. So let's see what you guys have been doing.
To automate sure she's going to sleep, all that stuff.
Yeah. So what's going on over here? So we've got the mining drills mining into boxes. That makes sense. So we've got a box down here where we're unloading from that one into a smelting what's the name doohickey to pass the stuff around. To make the iron plates a bit more automatically, so that's very useful. The rest of them are just emptying into boxes though, so we're clearly going to be doing these manually like this. So I can grab those, shove them in these, and there we go. Right, so yes, I was saying we should be doing some research, wasn't I? So the first thing is the automation cores. If we want to go in and start, well, automating stuff, this is probably a very good place to start. So I think we should just go for the automation cores, just get that one up and researched, because then we can start making crushers apparently and stone processing. Automation cores don't seem to include assembly machines as an effect or as a automatic follow-on recipe. I don't know where do we already have assembly machines?
Assembling machines, except we don't have any automation cores.
Oh, okay, right. So let's definitely make those then. Let's research that. Someone said they'd looted and found some tech cards. Do you want to shove them in the lab?
Yep. Where's the lab?
Well done. Over just behind the spaceship, if you're still looking.
I genuinely am still looking.
Just behind the spaceship.
Assembler.
This one.
Assembler. Lab. I have automation tech cards. Those are basic tech cards.
Oh, okay. Where'd you get automation?
You know what?
Or automation?
I'm going to put a chest. I looted them.
Oh yeah, excellent. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. That sounds quite useful then.
I'm surprised.
Well, yeah. I'm surprised that you found something useful, and I'm surprised that we were given tier 2 tech cards as a here's your first bonus. So yeah, I'm not going to complain though.
Fair enough.
So we have burner assembly machines, and we have 4 broken electrical assembly machines that are running off essentially free power at the moment. This thing can produce 240 kilowatts, which isn't a huge amount, but it's it's free, so I'm not going to complain. So I think we should probably start these things making the tech cards, because we're going to need a lot of those, because this is Factorio. Those require copper cable and wood, so I'll get one of them making copper cable. I'll get another one making copper cable, and then I guess we're just going to be hand feeding them for now, because, well, this is early game Factorio. Has anyone been harvesting wood, or does anyone have a stockpile of it? I'll start digging some up anyway.
I've got 4 wood on me.
Okay.
Which, from my extensive time playing Factorio, I know is not enough. Yeah, not enough.
I seem to have 49 now, so that's convenient. I'll put that into this machine here so we can get it going. And 28 copper wires, excellent. Right, so we're now making tech cards in small quantities, but we're making the basic ones anyway. So that gets that started. So that's good. The German guy is a friend of ours from the Discord server called Mark. You'll know him from a lot of the GTA games we played. So he often shows up during those and frequently kills me. So so I guess that means he's doing something right. So yeah, he's yes, another one of the group. The other guys you'll know from previous Factorio and what's the other game we played? Minecraft runs.
Although, having seen the start of this, for the record, this is the last time we let Laurence fly the spaceship. Just saying. Because look at it.
It's mostly in one piece because somebody's harvested all of the other pieces that came off it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Where did you want the wood? Because I've got like.
in that machine you're standing right next to. Yes, that one.
Ah, got it.
I should keep it going for a while. I'm going to put some more copper in the copper wirer machine because it's run out almost. Oh, Discord overlay. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, that would probably be quite useful to have the thing lighter. I do need to look into general stream overlays and things like that. So I'll try and remember to have a look into the into getting a thing that shows you who's talking and when they're talking, and yeah, it'll usually be me because well I'm the streamer. So in theory I talk all the time, but we'll see how that goes. I noticed there's also a load of tips have popped up as well. So how are we doing here? We've got another thing in this is that biters produce creep that crops up around them. So that's going to be interesting. Got a creep collector, and don't walk on it. Okay, fair enough. Yes, Andras, this will be our Monday night streams from now on. Wednesdays I'm going to be doing something else. At the moment there's going to be bits of Last Starship here and there, and going forward it's probably going to be a Dyson Sphere program run starting.
Do we want?
Krastorio has a rare metals thing. Fair enough.
What do we want for the next tech? There's,
Ooh.
I mean, 5 to choose from, which isn't exactly.
I suspect probably the pickaxe might be quite a useful one. We haven't seen any enemies yet, so we'd probably at this point I don't think we need to worry about the military, but maybe we should to try and be prepared. Crushers, we're probably going to need. Crushers are mostly destructive things, I think, so that's just for getting rid of junk largely. Although there's more stuff that follows on with glass as well, so that is going to be useful in the long run. And Tech Card 2 is obviously going to get us lots and lots of new stuff. I don't have a strong opinion, except that I think the medkit is probably the least useful.
By the way, the pollution cloud reached our black corner on the right, so because there's a lot of desert, it will spread eastern.
That's a good point. Yes. All right. Maybe we should be looking at military then, because as Marcus just said, the pollution cloud is spreading quickly, very quickly. Given I suppose we actually do have a lot of mining drills down here. I've not done very much myself. I've mostly just been talking about things. But
We've noticed.
yeah.
Don't worry.
That's what I've got you guys for at this stage of the game. I'm busy talking to chat. Yes, I am hosting this on my PC, so everyone's just connecting to me. But I think Factorio tends to be. I don't think you need a server for it because all the computers are basically doing exactly the same thing. They're all running the full game. So I think having an extra server doesn't really help all that much. Okay, so there's 3 different types of fuel that you can put into vehicles. Top speeds are not as good as vanilla, but you can put an additional electric engine in the vehicle's equipment grids to make them go a bit faster.
Is that a agreement on military, by the way?
I'm happy with militaries. Yeah,
So military, then I'm thinking.
Oh, good. There are air purifiers. We should start building these at some point.
Had you
But
add
not yet, obviously.
Had you add to the
You just
research queue in this?
Research it as you would anything else.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
fine.
keep double clicking them.
And then automation card, because that's basically how we get logistics, etc. In fact, I'm tempted.
Bold of you to assume we're going to get logistics anytime soon.
Oh, it's only like 3 techs away.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, crushers are for making sand for glass, as you say, Calcim. Yeah, so we'll use those. Yeah, we'll definitely need those in enormous quantities, but not just yet. Oh, apparently the shelter outputs a little bit of power as well if we stick a power pole up next to it. That's worth doing then.
Have a look at the.
Oh yeah, it's been done. Okay, good.
So some of us may or may not have read chat already.
I had the wrong thing open. Sorry about that. Yes, well, Joel, I think it's one of my certainly the Factorio streams have traditionally been the most popular streams, and looking at the number of people watching, I think yes, this might be my most viewed stream ever. So we're doing very well here already. Thank you everyone for joining. Much appreciated. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that sort of YouTubey goodness, or like and follow and maybe subscribe on Twitch as well. I mean, that would be very much appreciated. Yes, this is our first time with Krastorio, so it's lots of new stuff, which is why I'm actually having a look through the tips and tricks here. I mean, obviously I've read most of these before, but these are the Krastorio ones are very new. So you can press Shift L to make make inserters drop onto the other side of a belt, which could be useful. And the drop arrow moves, so you can tell. That's nice.
I found our closest biters.
You found them?
Oh, interesting. But burner inserters will grab from both their pickup side and their put down side as well, so they can fuel themselves from their output side as well as their input side. That's worth knowing.
Isn't that normal?
No.
No, they'll only grab from the input side normally.
Chat is recommending we should go on. We should do lots and lots of defense stuff because with 4 people, well, 3 people and me just reading stuff on screen, then we're going to have a massive expansion of pollution, and yeah, we should just make sure we go heavy on defense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, interesting. Yeah, I released I released a trailer for the stream about 3 hours ago, so that might be why you saw the channel then, Timotheus. So yeah, clearly it's worked. I hope you'll subscribe and come back for future ones. Energy fusion reactor is a bigger nuclear reactor. I don't think I want to read through all of this stuff yet. I'm just going to mark them all red and come back to it some other time. Right. Oh, there's still more tips down here. Go away. I don't want to read all of this. There we go. Right, let's do some actual playing. Right. Ooh, the belts have started to appear. Well done, Mark. I'm congratulating.
The pinnacle of German industrial efficiency.
And indeed, I'm congratulating him largely because he's standing right next to it, so I'm assuming it's his doings. Oh, apparently I need to turn you guys up a bit. There we go. How's that? Is that any, let me know if that's any better, Peter. So somebody else please talk a bit.
All the core mining seams have a reasonable frequency. I've found several.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few.
In a not a very large area.
Oh yep, and there's the creep around the biter nests as well, so that's something to worry about. Oh, okay. Someone in chat says that the air purifiers are great, so we can if we start using them, maybe we push for how do you make an air purifier? How far down the research is that? How do you spell purifier? There we go. It is three
research
packs, but it's the second, third, and fourth ones. Although, oh no, there's a flare stack. That's the opposite. That's probably the opposite of of air purification. Yeah, so that's going to be a while off, but it sounds like it's going to be great to have. Oh, apparently you're all too loud now. Let's turn you back down again. There we go. That's about halfway in between, I think.
Sometimes you can't win, can you?
No. Well, yeah. Most important for everyone to be able to hear me, so we'll go with that. Okay, so right, got mining drills over here. So you okay? Do you want to? Is there anything because I've just been talking? I haven't really been doing anything. Do you want me to help out with anything in particular, or shall I just sort of?
It's all right. We got this.
Okay, all right. I'll just ride around on the belts then. Whee! I'm apparently some sort of manager, which is
the
ironic.
amount of cheekiness I want to add into that is quite high.
We've got 2.5 million crude oil north of the base. For once we get to that point, because crude oil runs out in this.
Oh yes, so it does.
Oh, completely runs. Ooh,
yeah.
That's exciting.
Do we want to set one of the assembly machines making belts? Because I know we're going to need a lot of them. Oh, it takes single cylinder engines, but I can make another one that make those.
I'm just tweaking the belts slightly.
So you need and you need gears as well. Okay. This is a terrible design. Who set all this stuff up over here? Yes, I know it was me. Right, so put that and that, and what do you need as well? Oh, you also need iron. So we need iron in 3 different places for the for the belt.
I just opened it.
Fair enough.
Okay, we need to set
okay
the.
Ooh, I like the graphics on the burner assembly machine. It's wonderful.
Oh.
Wonderfully glowy.
Please?
Yeah. Don't shine your light on it. It looks better when it's just glowing. Alright, so these initial assembly machines are very nice for getting things up and running and going, but I have this feeling that they're going to be very annoying because they're spread apart in a weird way. But we'll obviously we'll fix that fairly soon.
do we want to balance this now, or are we expecting to load in from the other side at some point?
We don't have undergrounds or splitters, so it's not easy to set up two-sided automation.
No worries. In that case,
Yeah,
Oh,
lobsters aren't great at
yeah.
running away from trains. So I'm afraid, Tristan, you've been chosen as the first one who will die from being run over by a train. Congratulations.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
There we
Tristan does tend to usually be reasonably good with trains. There's a reason he was in charge of LTN when we did the Industrial Revolution playthrough. We shall see. You don't need to do that with the belts, Mike, because
What?
you can the inserters can be set to unload onto either side of the belt now.
Oh, that is
It tells you once you place an inserter,
There we go.
as I just discovered.
exciting.
I haven't actually placed an inserter yet, but I read the help. So
Oh, I didn't read that.
yeah, Burner Town is. It's a shame that it all starts off like this, but you know you have to start somewhere, and eventually we'll get on to making things a bit more excitingly, and we'll see how that goes. Where's the copper? There's a copper up there. Okay, cool. That seems to be. How many belts have we got now? 2. Great. I think I'm just going to make these by hand for a while.
Yeah. How many belts do you want? There you are. That's 30.
Thank you. A lot. I thought I was going to come down here and pull up some of these mining drills and put in a belt to bring coal up to the copper foundry.
Go for it. I mean, in a second, iron pickaxe is going to be done. At which point,
There we go. Yeah, spaceships are they're a long way through the game, but the game is so long they are still basically only mid-game, mid-game tech. So yeah, you've got a way to go, but it'll be very worth it, and you'll have a lot of fun getting there. And I really enjoyed doing spaceships. They were I think the most fun part of the game for me, because they were just sort of sufficiently different from everything else in Factorio that they were fun and interesting. And they appeal to my engineering programmery side, I guess. I don't have any inserters.
Nor do I. I can make some. I can't make some.
how many do you need?
You're a bot. Place them.
Oh, I hate trying to follow blueprints. I can never do it. Right, I need more resources.
What sort of tater are you saying Mike is? I mean, he's got rid of his potato. He's no longer. He's now got a real computer. But yeah, he's still a dick.
Mike for dictator. Woo! I appreciate it, Peter. Thank you.
Yeah, spaceships I think is well at least when I played through 0.5, it was tier 3 of astroscience I think that was required for spaceships. So yeah, it's a good long way through, but you've still got a good long way to go, basically. Oh yes, I noticed that when I didn't think of it, but yeah, when you put placing down the power poles, the medium ones actually they cover their full range between them, which is quite nice. Unlike vanilla, yes, that is quite nice. Still working on yellow science, so that's the yellow science. So that's what the.
That one of the space ones now.
I don't know. I'm just scrolling through because I was going to say I thought yellow science was the one we just got. Oh, there's a rocket tech card. That looks kind of yellowish. Maybe means that. Is that the one you mean? Oh no, you've got a long way, Sub-Zero. You've got a very long way. It's just there's still a long way to go. I don't know. Maybe yellow science is the it's orange for material science, but yeah, the yellow science I reckon is the rocket tech cards. So does that